Well, welcome back to the homestead. I haven't been getting very many videos out here lately, but I wanted to kind of give you a quick catch up on what the homestead is looking like right now. It's middle of March, and everything's starting to green up a little bit. So I've been doing a little bit of cleanup around here, getting some grass cut, and taking care of some fire hazards after the brush fire I had. And got a little bit of work done here on the front porch. I got about 4 more hours worth of work to do to finish it up. But I want to show you what the porches are looking like, and then just kind of walk you around the homestead and show you what it's looking like. So let's go. Alright, so in the last video I finished up working on the west side porch. And since then I've started doing the north porch here. And I've got about 4 more hours worth of work to do the remaining spot here. And then I'm going to have to order some material because I don't have enough to finish this east side porch. And my wife and I went and ordered the doors for the house finally. So they'll be in about 3 weeks. We've got a full glass front door coming, half glass for the west side, and then full glass French doors for the back. And all of those will have blinds inside the glass so that we can adjust how much light comes in and out of the house. So that's about it for the house right now. Other than that, you can see I've gotten the grass cut around here. Since my pecan orchard caught on fire due to that sage grass, I've been trying to get all the sage grass away from the house area. And looks pretty nice once it's all clipped. So I'll take you out to the garden next. Alright, so on the way out to the garden, I passed by this and I thought I'd stop and show you. But this is a blueberry bush that I had transplanted from Mississippi up to Arkansas. And it has been planted for about 5 years, and that's it. That's all that there is to this blueberry bush. It was not thriving where it was. So I dug that up and brought that out to the homestead and planted it here and put a little mulch around it, and we're going to see if that lets it perk up a little bit. And hopefully we'll get a little blueberries off of it. Alright, so out here towards the garden, you can see that I've gotten all the grass cut in the garden as well. It's going to be several years before we get around to actually doing any gardening. I am trying to go ahead and plant some fruit trees and blueberry bushes and stuff like that that's more tree and shrub based, but gardening, I just don't have time to do it right now while I'm building the house. But what I do want to do, as you can see, this area of the garden here has all been covered in wood chips. And my goal is to cover this entire garden in a real deep layer of wood chips, and hopefully kind of improve the soil, let that start composting or rotting or whatever you want to call it while the house is going on. And then hopefully whenever we're ready to garden, the soil will be amended pretty well. And here's the apple trees that I've planted. I'm trying to espalier those out along the fence, and you can't really tell much about it, but it's coming along. I think it's going to work out pretty good. It's just a slow process. But I've got about 10 different varieties of heirloom apples. Quite a few of them planted along this row here. They haven't started budding out yet, so they don't look like much. And then here I've got a row of blueberries planted. And I've got them planted in groups of 2, so these 2 will be one variety, then there'll be 2 of another variety, 2 of another variety, and so on down the line. And they're doing pretty well, with the exception of my blueray. one of my Blu-rays did not make it through the winter, and it's just gone. So I'm not sure what happened to it, but the Blu-ray did not make it. So unless it puts back out from the roots, which I don't think it's going to, we're just going to have to replace that one. But other than the Blu-ray, all the other ones are doing pretty well. And this is some more of the blueberries that I had brought from my old homestead that I grew up on in Mississippi. Same as that first one that I showed you. And these have only been transplanted for one spring, and you can already see from here all the way up to here is the new growth. So that that other blueberry just wasn't thriving where it was, and hopefully now that I've brought it out here, maybe it'll perk up and do a little better. But anyway, that's what we've got going on there for blueberries. And then I've got some nectarines and stuff like that planted down here. A couple of peaches on the far end there. I've got a grape in the corner, and then where those blue buckets are, I've got muscadines planted, and we're gonna try and trellis those out across the fence there. But for this year, the main goal is just to keep the garden cut until I can get wood chips on it to kind of suppress all the grass. It's just going to have to be mowed. Alright, so now let me take you and show you my mulberry trees that I planted I think 2 years ago. Alright, this is a mulberry tree I planted. I planted 2 of these. It's a white mulberry, so the birds eating it and then messing on the roof or the cars and whatnot won't stain everything red. But I planted this mulberry, and mulberries grow really fast. I can't remember how many years this one is. It's 2 or 3. It's not very old. But I planted it, and you see this one stalk down here. That's how big the tree was. And I thought it was safe from the deer, so I pulled this cage off of it. And when I did, the deer stripped it all the way down to the ground of the bark. So I didn't know if it would live or not, but I went ahead and I cut that main trunk off and put the net wire back around it. And in 2 or 3 years, this is what it's put back out to. So it's a pretty fast growing tree. And seems to be none the worse the wear for the deer stripping it there. But it's just starting to bud out now. So hopefully we may even get some mulberries off of this year. And I've got one more at the top of the hill I'll show you. Alright, so this is the other white mulberry that I planted. I planted the 2 trees at the same time, and the deer have not damaged this one as much. And you can see it's quite a tree now. But I haven't gotten any fruit off of it yet either, but like I said, I am hoping if I can beat the birds to it, maybe this year we'll be able to get some fruit off of it. Alright, so now let's walk down to the creek. I want to show you what's going on down there. Got some really pretty red buds blooming in my backyard right now. You can see the back porch is right there, so those are going to be in the backyard. I really enjoy seeing those bloom. But what I want to show you is down here by the creek. So let me walk you down there. So I was standing on the back porch looking at the creek about a week or so ago, and as I looked down the hill, I saw this tree and it had fallen, and something had just tore into it, trying to get bugs out of it, I guess. And I walked down here to see if I could tell what it was, but I couldn't. But as I was down here, I started noticing some other things. So this is the creek in my backyard. And I've been noticing that the water level in the creek has appeared to be several feet higher than what it normally is. And I just didn't think I was getting enough rain to justify it being up that high. And I don't think we have. Because as I came down here, I started noticing a bunch of trails coming down into the creek. And they're not deer trails. But you can tell something's been dragging things through here. And as I looked around, I discovered signs of beaver. Right here, you can see a beaver has completely eaten these two little trees off and drug them down into the water. There's two more he's eaten off. There's a mature tree. He's barked all the way around it, which will kill the tree. And as I just kind of walked the area down here of the creek, he's been clearing out my woods. So I believe he has built him a dam just south of me, and has caused my creek to rise a couple of feet. I don't really mind the creek being deeper, but I don't want him killing all the trees all the way up my bank. So if he stays down close to the water, we may just let him go, but if he starts killing trees too high on the bank, then we may have to take measures. Here's another tree he's eating the bark off of. This tree he did a year or two back. And I thought he was just moving through because I never did see any more sign of him, but looks like he's here. One thing I don't mind that he's done is this used to be so thick in the privet hedge that you couldn't even walk through down here. And he's really worked the privet hedge over. So that's kind of nice. But I don't want to see him kill all my mature trees. So we're going to have to keep an eye on the situation. But one benefit is he's making us a nice swimming hole. My son's going to really enjoy splashing around in there this summer. Alright, let's head up to the top of the property and I'll show you the pecan orchard where we had the grass fire at. So this is the field that caught fire when I was bush hogging it. And the fire was unfortunately hot enough that it killed some of my pecan trees. So Atwood's here in town had some on sale. I went ahead and picked a few up. I picked up 5 and replanted. I still need to do 2 more. But I believe Atwood's is out of pecans now, so I may have to wait till next spring. But at any rate, this is a Cape Fear pecan here. And then next in line, I believe, was an Elliott. Yeah, I don't know if y'all can see the tag on film or not, but that's an Elliott pecan. The next pecan did not die, so I left it in the ground. I don't think it sustained too much damage, so it should come back. And I believe this is a Kanza pecan, maybe Kanza or a Forkert. I have to check my log and see. And this one is a Choctaw. And then the last one here is a Mohawk pecan. So I got those planted. Now I planted one here on the back row. It's another Mohawk. And these should be budding out here pretty soon. Shouldn't be too much longer. But the next two in line are dead, and they need to be replaced. But like I said, I think Atwood's is out of pecans now, and I'll probably just have to wait until next spring to replace those. Pretty sure that one is not going to put out. And I don't believe this next one is either. And you probably can't tell in the camera, but the bark on this is pretty singed. I don't know how well that's going to show up, but it's singed and it's split in a few places. And I really don't think it's going to put out this year. However, the last one in the line down here, I can't see it in the viewfinder. Where are we at? There we are. That one does look like it's going to put back out. So all I have left to replace is going to be this one right here in front of me and the one next to it. And the pecan orchard will be back where I wanted it. So, alright, so that's going to be it for me today. Just want to give y'all a quick tour of the homestead, show you what it's looking like, and hopefully it won't be too much longer. I'll finish up those porches and get the doors in and have some more updates on the house for you. So, y'all stay tuned.